Hey guys, welcome again to Slate with Anita. If you have caught my previous episode on the education series of NLP, you'll know how Ramesh makes it so simple for us to understand what many people perceive to be a very complex subject. My name is Anita, and you're watching my channel Slate with Anita. One of the things that's immensely helped me and made my life better, and hence I felt I must share it with all of you, is the subject of NLP. So, to continue this journey forward, I would like to welcome Ramesh once again today. Hi, Ramesh, how are you doing today? I see that you're continuing to use your nice background.
Yes,
Nice.
it's a
So,
picture, it's a real picture taken in France when I was cycling from Sue's home to one of the places. It's a beautiful church, very historic church along the border of Budum. And when you cycle on that side, this particular row of trees, it's quite a
okay.
scenic spot. And I think every time, I think I had cycled on that side a couple of times, and both the times I'd love to take this picture. So yeah, yeah.
You were talking about your scenic spots. I realized because of lockdown how I miss so many small pleasures of life. Like my favorite walk in a scenic space of Agra Lake, close by where I stay, and also going to the neighborhood church. So yeah, hopefully this all ends soon. Last time, you know what, really like explained NLP in a very simple manner, and I was wondering how did NLP really come about? Like, how who started it? How did the whole thing of modeling came about? Could you share a little bit about that?
About 40, I think almost, yeah, 45 years ago. In fact, there are two crazy guys. They are still there, strong, fit, and alive. Uh, One gentleman is called Richard Bandler, and he used to be a mathematician. And the other gentleman is a guy, his name is John Grinder, and he used to be a linguistics specialist.
Okay.
So they both came together to study how is that in any field, a few people are highly persistent. They're
Hmm.
able to produce results which is remarkable, which is recognized and accepted. And the rest of the people look forward up to them and say, hey, how do these guys do this, what they're doing? I think you and I have also faced something very similar when we used to be in the corporate world. That, hey, these guys are really top class. They always get recognized. They are able to produce the best results. How are they
Yes.
able to do it? And in fact, this, though the earning used to be there, I also envy them because I felt like I should be there. Yeah. So yeah, coming back to the larger point, Richard Bandler and John Grinder went on to study how these people are able to produce results. So if you happen to pick up a book called The Structure of Magic,
Okay.
which is written by both of them, John Grennan and Richard Bandler, in the foreword, there is a lady called Virginia Satir.
Okay.
Virginia Satir was one of the models who was studied by Richard Bandler and John Grennan. And by background, she was a family therapist. And she has this amazing way of connecting with people, helping broken relationships to get come back to normalcy in the finest way possible. It's like our Indian movies where people come in two different cars, get into her chamber, and she does something inside.
Hmm.
They come back as if and they live happily ever after. You
Yeah.
wonder what's happening inside. Like, so when Virginia was asked this question, how is that you're able to produce this result? Like, it was not at the if you ask somebody, hey, how do you do this stuff? You generally get a very vague answer. And I think Virginia also had a very similar experience.
Okay.
So Richard Bandler and John Grinder, they studied her, they modeled her in such a way that they brought it to her awareness that this is how you have been doing what you have been doing. Whether it is language patterns, or how she chooses to connect with the clients, and so on. So the fact is, if I take another example, very similar, like if you go and happen to ask, say India, cricket is a religion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I don't get the TV remote when there is cricket. So yeah.
So if you go and ask Dhoni, who has been a good, especially in the last few overs when we actually have to win,
Mm-hmm.
Dhoni goes out there and hits sixers after sixers and fours. Like if Dhoni is there, India will definitely win the match.
Yes.
There's one particular shot which he hits called helicopter shot,
Yeah.
and he uses that especially in the tag end of the overs. And if you happen to ask him, Arey Dhoni, how do you do that? Like you go there and do this helicopter shot and it goes for a six. How do you do that? What do you think? What might be Dhoni's answer?
Net practice.
Yeah, he'll give you some kind of a gyan or
Yeah.
hey, it's easy. What's this? There's
Yeah.
nothing about it. Just hold the bat this way. When the ball comes, swing it, turn it around, and it will go. And the ball
Yeah.
can.
Yes.
So people who went and tried it out, they said, I lost my wicket, or I missed the ball. So because for Dhoni, it is not at the conscious level; it is a part of him. He has it in him, right? So it is an unconscious act of him, but he is able to give the best of the best results when it is required. Now, what Richard Bandler and John Grinder did, in fact, very similar to Virginia Satir, is they studied how this person is able to do what they do. That's where NLP comes. The core of NLP is modeling the structure of unconscious competence, if I might say, with the belief that every competence has a structure, has a. So when you come to some of my courses which we run on Master Practitioner, particularly at the Master Practitioner level, you get to study that in an intense way, like how can you reproduce the same model. So that's how it all began. Like they also model, when I say they, in this case, is going back to Richard Bandler and John Grinder, they also model another gentleman who was called Eric Milton. Eric Milton was the father of hypnotherapy.
Okay.
And so a lot of people actually choose to use hypnosis and NLP. I personally like to keep it out. That's a very different subject. But Eric Milton was good with the results which he was producing. So these people went on to model how is Eric able to do what he did. They were more focused on the end results, and they said, "Can this be reproduced?" So even when you read any NLP book or when you Google, you'll find some of these names very popular and how these names contributed to Richard Bandler and John Grinder's work in terms of the science of modeling. So it all came from that particular space, I should say, Anita.
Okay, it's interesting that you say this because so if I have to put Dhoni and Virginia and the hypnotist together,
Eric
Milton. If I have to master the helicopter shot of my workspace or my relationships, then modeling would be a good way to do it.
Yes. In fact, just to add to what you say, a lot of people ask me. Some of the, and I do find people when they come to our course, they choose to do some kind of a work. So somebody says like, okay, I want to connect with people. How do I connect? I just can't connect. I find it very strange. How to actually connect with people? That can be a modeling process. Some people connect beautifully, or some people are very spontaneous. When you ask something, they are very spontaneous replying. Some people take some time. So, and if the situation requires, hey, for you to be spontaneous, Can you model that? Yes, you can model that. Similarly, if you say how to be one of the most common thing is they say, I want to stand up and be a powerful speaker. I want to be like Tony Robbins or somebody.
Right,
Can you?
right.
Yes, you can be powerful speaker like Tony Robbins. You can. I have had people in my course doing a number of projects. Uh, so how to listen, how to stay calm, how to manage your emotions, or how to stand up and tell stories.
Mm.
There are n number of projects which people have worked on, and that is what you would be focusing on. So people ask how to do this, how to do that. It reminds me of what Stu mentions. Stu Knight, who is my teacher, she says in the book called The Seven Habits of Successful People. What's the name of those? Seven
Highly
Habits.
effective people.
He says somewhere he says begin with the end in mind.
Yes.
Okay, how do I begin with the end in mind? How? He doesn't say that. So when you come to NLP, you're primarily studying the how.
How?
And that's where modeling comes in, because how has a structure, and you are after the structure. And all those people who chose to have those kind of questions are wanting to know how to do it. And that way, modeling makes it much more easier, simpler to study the structure of how, whatever that might be.
Fascinating. I mean, the examples that you have shared today, which is how to be a powerful speaker, because this is such a common one that I keep hearing. And I realize, even when I do these interviews with you and some more, I realize that somewhere, there is a Jimmy Kimmel, there is a Jimmy Fallon, there is also a Karan Johar. So I think unconsciously there are these people who I probably pick up bits and pieces to make my conversations interesting. Now looks like I have been unknowingly modeling them. So would it be fair to say that?
Yeah, so that's a very big element. So when you talk about names, like for example, I mentioned about Tony Robbins. You're mentioning names. So when you're talking about names of people and modeling them at the identity, and I would say break it down, because when you break it down and pick up something very simple, what is that in that particular person that you like, which you like to have for yourself? So go for, in that way it becomes easy. Many people when they say I like to be like Tony Robbins, or I like to be like whatever name you say, that is like, okay, you can be their fan. There might be unconsciously certain things you might be doing all this. But when you come down to study NLP, you have the ability, you have the opportunity to actually model something really specific. For example, like I mentioned about how to be spontaneous. So some people they find like you have experienced this. Now how do I learn to pace? How do I learn to pace in such a way that is highly conversational? Or how do I learn to slow down?
Yes.
How do I choose to? And like if some people say like I want to model listening. So which part of listening would you like to? So it says I want to listen. I want to improve my listening ability. They're all big words. Like if you are able to actually go for the end result, hey, there is something about the way this particular person is choosing to listen. I find it very compelling. As if I feel that I'm being listened, and I want to listen that way. And they're able to reproduce the same words. So all those little bits of stuff that I shared comes in modeling. And you have an opportunity to study that as well. So rather than going for the identity level, pick up something at the level of the skill which can be reproduced. That way it's easier.
Nice. Because like the word that today has stuck to me is I want to try and master as many helicopter shots for myself and my viewers. So
Yes,
thank you for giving so many finer aspects
yes.
that go into modeling and make things work.
So I'll add one more thing. You said very
Mhm.
nicely about helicopter shot. So a lot of people will say, I want to model Dhoni. What
Hmm.
specifically about Dhoni?
Yeah.
I like that he comes in the fag end of the overs and does his helicopter shot. I like to know how he does that.
Yeah.
Some people say, hey, Dhoni, man, he's cool. Look at the way he manages stage. I like to have that kind of a coolness state, especially in crisis. Can I model that? Of course you can model that. So that's where NLP comes out. So that bit is very important, I would say, rather than the person himself.
What's a bit to you is to me a very interesting detail, and I want to explore this a little more when I next get into a conversation with you. But thank you so much for today, Ramesh.
Very welcome, Anita. All the best to you.
Thank you. And for all you viewers out there, uh, so something that was very simple, something that we really can replicate. If we were very clear, or if we get very clear on what bit is it that we want to replicate on. Let's dig this deeper. Keep watching and stay connected to me, Slay It with Anita. Thank you.